basically he says at week 6, now I'm telling you, week 6, that I'm supposed to have full range of motion back in my shoulder. Now mind you, I severed the muscle back at the end of March in the accident from the bike. Like the muscle was not attached at all. It was like flopping around in there. $500 that if to roll a ball around. That apparently, according to the doctor, you're not even tracking to be like right on, you're behind progress. Hey, what's up guys? It's S&M Fitness Solutions, your fitter commuter. And guess what? It is Sling Free Day. Yes, finally. So, such a relief. So excited not to have to wear that stupid thing anymore. It's a big moment because that probably I don't know, other than the surgery is probably one of the worst things ever. With the surgery is wearing that stupid sling. Cause you have to wear it when you sleep, when you eat, when you walk outside with the dog. It was always with you, always attached to you. Except when you take a shower, of course. But, I don't know, you can take it off a little bit. But, yes, to say the least, I'm glad that is done with, and we are on our way to recovery. However, a little bit of update today. So I know I've mentioned before in the past, how I've been dealing with this doctor and how I want to always give people the benefit of the doubt because, they are a professional and, I'm just the patient. I don't have a doctorate, master's, but don't have a doctorate. They're supposed to know what's best and everything. So I always try to, give the most weight to a professional opinion. However, the more and more I see this doctor, I had my second post-op visit today, the less and less I think this doctor actually knows what he's talking about. I know that sounds like a little, probably ridiculous statement because doctors are always supposed to know what they're talking about. They're doctors. That's they go to school for 10, 15 years and you would hope they would learn something and maybe there's a class to learn how to actually deal with patients. This doctor, I don't think, actually went to that class. Case in point, so today I've been going to physical therapy ever since my first post-op visit, which was about a week after the surgery. So into week 2, started going to physical therapy. They did, what's the best word to describe it? So, assisted range of motion exercises. So what I mean by that is they're the ones that are moving the arm up and down. I'm not doing anything. There's no muscle assisting on my body that's moving the arm. It's all the physical therapist doing all the range of motion and basically doing very, very simple things. Or it's my other hand, helping out the injured arm. So those were all the exercises I've been doing for the last 4 or 5 weeks in physical therapy, down to the letter, completely exactly what the physical therapist has said. Verbatim, physical therapist is your range of motion is you're ahead of the curve and you're doing really well. Fast forward to this week, they actually switched out with physical therapist people, I guess. What do you call it? Physical therapist, I guess. Yeah. So I ended up getting a different one than the one I had been seeing, and she was on a whole nother level. She was boot camp. She was you gotta do this, 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 and this, and she had me rolling balls up the walls. She had me doing these rope exercise things and just all these extra exercises, which was great because the previous guy, he basically just had me do very, very light, very restrictive movements, which was again going by the book, and I would bring it up with them that look, I lead a pretty active lifestyle. I have actually been on the trainer riding the bike ever since day 3 or 4 after the surgery to keep blood flow flowing to the body and hopefully help out with the recovery process, but just also sort of not just sitting around and getting fat, which is another update to it. I didn't gain any weight from this, so that was good. I'm sitting still at right around 200 pounds. Of course, you can see, we'll go this a little bit, but you can see where, I don't know if you can really see it that well, but the shoulder has shrunken when you compare it to, this side. So, actually, you can, oh man, I'm just crazy, but I can see a difference, feel a difference. So, you can see how it has shrunken. But I just lost my train of thought. Sorry about that. I went into the weeds. Yeah, anyway, so doing so back to the physical therapy piece. Over the last few weeks, was doing doing exactly what physical therapists say. Go to my appointment with the doctor today to be released from the stupid sling. And he tells me, so I need to check your range of motion, so raise your arm up. And basically this is all I can do. And then he asked me to raise that to the side. This is basically, this is it. And he tells me that I am behind. And I'm like, what? Like, what do you mean I'm behind? Like, I've been going, exactly two days. Maybe I should have gone a third day a week, but I really wasn't doing anything. Like with the physical therapist, all they were doing was like moving my arm around, and they were doing it. It wasn't like the doctor, like, took my arm and like, raised it up. I can do that. I'm not gonna like, go to a third appointment to roll a Swiss ball on the table. I can do that at home. So I don't think it was that. So he tells me I'm behind, and that basically I have to make sure that I push myself with the physical therapist, and if I want to like be on track, because basically he says at week 6, now I'm telling you week 6, that I'm supposed to have full range of motion back in my shoulder. Now mind you, I severed the muscle back at the end of March in the accident from the bike. Like the muscle was not attached at all. It was like flopping around all throughout April. Got the surgery May 4th, right beginning of May, and then was in a sling up until today. So basically this muscle hasn't been under any type of tension since the end of March. So either his assessment process on how to like measure like progress and like range of motion, like where you're supposed to be at, is off, or the physical therapist that I've had previously was not pushing me enough, or taking me way too slowly, which can be a whole nother issue, because you really got to watch out with these things, because like with most US medicine issues today, like you got to make sure you're not being overbilled or overcharged for things. So kind of find out that like I have to pay a copay. Apparently, I don't know, I still gotta check the final bills, but according to their billing department, I have to pay a $45 copay every time I see for each physical therapy visit, which it adds up. After if you're especially going 2 to 3 times a week in a month, it could be over $500 that if to roll a ball around. That apparently, according to the doctor, you're not even tracking to be like right on. You're behind $500 a month, apparently, by this doctor, that to be 500, to be behind the curve, according to the doctor. Now again, like I mentioned before, that I don't like this doctor. I don't trust him. It's basically it's a symptom of being in this stupid corona landscape world that we live in now. Like, so there really was no choice. It was either him or drive out to St. Louis to my old doctor, which Billy and I were more than willing to do. But when they opened up the surgery center out here, it's like, of course we're gonna go out here. It doesn't make any sense, if this one's open out here, to drive halfway across the country to get the surgery done, when you can get it done just down the road. So that's where I'm at now. I have a physical therapy appointment tomorrow morning. I'm a little I'm trying not to be upset about it, because like right now, like this is like what really sucks, is that like I have actually worse range of motion, which I expected, getting out of sling. But when my doctor tells me that like I'm supposed to have full range of motion, now mind you, full range, that means like I should be able to do this, and this, with this arm that's been injured at 6 weeks. It makes no sense whatsoever. This is what the doctor's telling me. So this is probably like the biggest lesson out of all this. Like, I will be writing a review about this situation once I get fully released, and after tomorrow's appointment, I will I'll give an update on how that all goes, because I think it needs to be documented. But just so people out there know that you do have choice. Hopefully we're not gonna live in a world of corona or pandemics or whatever else decides to go wrong, like has on a worldwide scale like it has in 2020. Hopefully that's not the way of the future. So we'll pretend that things kind of get back to normal. So you really got to research out your doctor and feel comfortable with them. I really didn't have the choice. I had to get this done. This was the best option. This is what was open, basically. It's like, in the middle of the night, like, you're going to, like, the liquor store or something like that. That's all that's left. Or, I don't know, it's a bad analogy. But you know what I mean. Like, it was the last option. It's the only gas station open on the road, and, you're on E, and that's all you got. So, yeah, and I guess that's kind of like the service you get too when that's the only thing that's out there, and that's your last option. So, but at the end of the day too, like, you're paying, like, a lot of money out of this too. So, it's actually being kind of like a long video, but it's important stuff, I think. I got the, I was glad to see, like, it wasn't like, I don't know, I had no idea what this, like, was gonna cost. I thought it was gonna, it's my first real surgery, so I just didn't know, and, like, of course, this doctor's just a whole nother level. Anytime you ask him a question, he gets very, defensive, and just kind of like, he gets combative with you. It's like, why are you even asking these questions? And it's like, and that should have been like my first, like, red flag. So CT Orthopedics will be getting a not nasty review, just a truthful review of, like, this whole experience, and hopefully they can address it so that it may, no one else has. I don't know, like, maybe he's, like, homophobic or something. I don't know. Like, it, I'm a very understand, I'm probably, like, one of the better patients you can actually have, because I'm actually going to do everything that, the doctor says. I also live a very healthy lifestyle, so it should be a fairly easy surgery. It should be a fairly, easy, just, no complications, just turnkey, just simple situation for a doctor to deal with. And this one wants to, like, be, just difficult and just kind of borderline nasty. So, I will be, again, like, just writing out that review when this is all, done. Maybe a little sooner if I end up, like, actually switching doctors, depending on, like, what they say at the PT tomorrow, because tomorrow's gonna be kind of the key. It's gonna be like, look, either you guys weren't pushing me hard enough because now my doctor says I'm behind, or the doctor's crazy and doesn't know what he's talking about, doesn't know how to assess, where I should be at 6 weeks, because he is saying that I am behind and that I should have full range of motion. Again, full range of motion, be able to do this and this with this, injured, healing, recovering arm at 6 weeks. So we'll find out tomorrow what the PT says. I will write another, do another video, keep you guys posted, and then, go from there. Because at the end of the day, like, like I said, this costs money. Like, it's costing me, like, close by $2,000 out of pocket, which I guess isn't that bad, considering, like, the surgery itself, like, all in was, like, a little under 10 grand, and that's just kind of like how insurance, works in America these days. I have a fairly low deductible, so, it is what it is. So it could have been, a lot worse, of course. They have to pay to, like, drive out to St. Louis and get the surgery out there, so I saved on that. But regardless, like, it's still, like, your body, so you really can't really put a price tag on that, But, still out $2,000, and you want it to be, your body, you want it to be, have the best care, possible. And also, if you're paying for it, you also definitely, sure as hell, definitely want to have, like, the best care for it. So, to be continued. I will keep you posted. Peace out, stay safe, and over and out.